Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Wendy's Kooky Crochet Tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this really cute headband with this big bow on it. Alright, to make this pink headband with a bow, what you're going to need is you're going to need some yarn. So I am using the Big Twist Worsted Weight 4 yarn in pink. And you're going to need a crochet hook. I'm using the 5mm crochet hook, a stitch marker, a yarn needle, scissors, and this is the crochet hat chart that I have on my community page. And I am making it 6 to 12 month size. I'm making this for my niece and she's 12 months, so I'm making it the 6 to 12 month size, so it'll be 16-inch hat diameter. So you're also going to need your measuring tape, so it'll be 16 inches on the measuring tape that I will make this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start out making a chainless half double crochet. If you do not know how to do that, then I have a video on how to do that, so I'll try to remember to link it up above here, or you can just chain however many you need to that 16 inches. So I'm going to make my chainless half double crochet to the 16 inches, so I'm going to make it this long, but you could just make that many chains or however many you need for the size of your headband, and then half double crochet across your chain. So I'm going to start with the slip knot, and then I'm going to do my chainless half double crochet. So I'm going to chain 2, I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to insert my hook in that first chain, or the first chain that I made. I'm going to yarn over, pull through. I'll have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through 1. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 3, and that way we made our first chainless half double crochet. Now I'm going to yarn over again, and I'm going to go into this stitch right here. So you see you have 2 stitches. You have this right here, which is your half double crochet, and then you have what would be the chain before that. So it's this stitch right here before that that you're going to go into. So I'm going to insert my hook into that stitch. I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to pull through that 1 stitch, I'm going to yarn over again and pull through all 3. And I'm just going to repeat that process all the way down. So here's my next one, or until I get to the length I need, which is 16 inches. So I'm going to just repeat that process until I get to that 16 inches. We are right at 16 now. So the reason I like doing the half double crochet, the chainless half double crochet, is because it has a lot of stretch to it, and you really want something like a headband like this to have some stretch to it, just because you want it to stretch around the person's head. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect this one to the very first chain that I made. So I'm just going to connect this to the very first chain that I made. Of course, that'll mean the tops are connected. And you can do this now. I'm going to chain one, and you can do this now or you can do it later. But if you didn't leave a long piece of yarn on the end, you can just use your hook and weave it in, or you can use a your yarn needle to weave it in if you left a long enough piece. So let me just kind of weave this in some. I like to go ahead and do it, but you don't have to. You could wait till the end to do this. Pull the hook out while I'm doing that. I didn't leave mine quite long enough. I probably should have left it a little bit longer to really do a good job weaving in and out here. So you're just going to weave this in and out until it's really, really secure, basically. And you just kind of want to go back and forth so it really sets it in place. You go up a little bit. Alright, so now we've got it all weaved in nicely. I'm probably just going to crochet right over that end now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to half double crochet, but I'm going to do it in the back loop. So I'm going to start in the next stitch. I'm just going to half double crochet in that back loop. So here's the front loop, here's the back loop. So I'm going to crochet around, half double crochet in that back loop. So I'm creating a little ridge there is what I'm doing. See how it's creating that little ridge? And it's a good thing also, I didn't mention this before, and I didn't count them before, but it's a good thing to count your stitches around as you go. That way you know you're not adding or subtracting any stitches. So this I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I have 55 stitches around. So now I'm going to connect to that first half double crochet that I made. So it's not this stitch right here, this is just the chain one. So I'm going to connect to that first half double crochet that I made, and I'm going to chain one, and now I'm going to start in the same stitch, not the next stitch. And if you vary it like that, that'll make your stitches line up. So again, I'm going to crochet in that back loop. So I'm just going to go in the back loop and half double crochet all the way around, and I will have 55 stitches again. That means that this stitch right here won't get worked into. I'll do this stitch and then I'll connect to the first one that I made. I'm at my stitch number 55. You see how I have that stitch left there? That's okay because I worked into the same stitch, so I'm just going to connect to that first half double crochet I made. So remember, you're ignoring one. Now you chain one, and you start in the next half double crochet. So this keeps that line straight. It doesn't let it shift right or left. And again, I'm just working in that back loop, so I'm going to half double crochet all the way around. And again, I'll have 55 for mine. And I'm at the first half double crochet that I made on round 4, and here is again my chain one. So I'm going to skip my chain one and I'm going to work into the top of that first half double crochet that I made. And last time I did next stitch, so this time I'm going to work into the same stitch, and I'm going to work into the back loop and just half double crochet all the way around. And you keep on doing this until you get to the width that you want. I want this to be really wide, so I'm going to do probably a couple more rows after this one. Alright, so now again I started in the same, so I have one stitch left over. I am skipping that single crochet that I made, or the chain one I made, and now I'm just slip stitching to the first half double crochet, and I'm going to chain one, and I'm going to be back. Alright, I think I've got this as wide as I need it now. So after looking at, so it's about 3.5 inches wide. Okay, I'm just going to tie it off. I'm going to leave one long string for now. Now I'm going to start the bow part. So on the bow, I'm going to do kind of like I did before. So I'm going to make it really long again because I want a big puffy bow. So I'm going to start like I did before, and I'm just going to do our chainless half double crochet, and I'm going to make that to the 16 inches yet again. So I'm going to do it just like I did for the headband part. Okay, since I'm making this just as long as I did the headband, I will again have 55 stitches. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chain one, and I'm going to turn, and I'm going to half double crochet down, and I'm going to half double crochet in that back loop right here. So just the same as I did before. So just half double crochet all 55 of these all the way down, and I'm going to make this as wide also. So this is going to have the same number of rows that this did. So this had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows. So this will also have 9 rows. And on my second row here, again, what I'm doing is I'm just working in that back loop to give this a little bit of texture. Alright, so now on row 3, I'm going to work into the front loop. So again, here is your back loop, so it's facing the back, and this is your front loop here, it's facing the front. So I'm going to work into that front loop because I want the line to be on this side. So I want the line to be on the same side each time. So I'm going to work into that front loop this time. I'm just going to half double crochet in that front loop. See right here, I've grabbed the front loop. I'm going to do that all the way down. So again, you have your front loop and your back loop. I'll show you a little bit better. This is your front loop. This is your back loop. You're going to half double crochet in that front loop all the way down. Alright, see how it made the line on this side now? So now you're going to work back down and you're going to work in the back loop this time. So you're going to work all the way down, just in that back loop. Alright, so now, so row 5, again I will be working in the front loop, so just half double crochet all the way down, working in the front loop. in that back loop. So really we're just going back and forth with this until we get to the width that we need, and my width is going to be 9 rows. So guys, I will meet you back here when I am done with my 9 rows. Alright, so now that I have all my rows complete, I'm just going to fasten this off. So I'm chaining 1, and I'm going to put my ends together now. So I'm just going to single crochet in each of these ends, and since I have 9 rows, there will be 9 single crochets down the end of this. So there's 1, and just put it where you think is the best place to put it, because it can be a little bit hard to tell where the best place to put it is. Make sure you can see this. And don't pull it too tight. And then at the top, so right here, get this little thing out of the way here, and then we're going to do one more at that very, very top, so it makes it really secure at the top. So one more at the very top, and then we're going to fasten this off as soon as I find my scissors. And now I'm going to stretch out the ends a little bit, so I'm going to make it curl like that and then stretch out the ends here. I'm going to put it on here like this. First of all, that's the goal anyway. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and tie this here, and I'm going to put this in the back middle. I'm going to stretch this out again. So I'm stretching it out nicely so it's nice and big there. And then I'm going to clench in the middle here. So I'm just going to clench in this middle. Just make sure it's even as you can on both sides. And I'm just eyeing this. So I'm going to turn this one around, but make sure you get it the way you want it to look here before you do this. So I'm kind of just scrunching this up as I go. And you're going to want to do that for the front and the back part. Again, make sure you're getting this as even as you can. You can kind of play with it a little bit there. Just make sure you're getting that as even as you can in the middle. So now I'm just going to wrap this around a few times. Make it nice and puffy. Again, wrap it around a few times. So it's going to go like this onto the headband. I'm going to take this other piece here. I'm going to tie these together in the back. You can see what I'm doing. And this piece kind of folded up a little bit. I don't really want it to fold up like that, so I'm going to just kind of play with it here and unfold it some. So here's the little bow for the top. And then I'm going to do kind of the same thing here, but I'm just going to do it on this side. And then I'm going to make something that goes around it so you can see what that looks like. So I'm going to do kind of, again, the same thing here. So I'm going to kind of scrunch this up like I did the other one. And then I'm going to take the long piece that I had before, I'm going to put that around. We're going to loop that around several times now. The other piece, I'll cut that later. So just loop this around several times. Then I'm going to bring this to the back. I'm going to just kind of weave it in under here. I'm going to make a knot so it's nice and tight. I'm going to do that one more time and make a knot again. Again, I want this nice and tight. Alright, that's looking super cute. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to make something that goes over this so it kind of hides this area right here. So I'm going to crochet something that goes over that. And again, after I'm done, I'm going to kind of stretch this out some. But it's looking super, super cute. You can see how it's going to look on the little one. Alright, so I'm going to crochet one more piece and let's see how big I need this piece to be. So it's going to be a little bit big, just a little bit, not a lot. So I need it to be, oh, let's say about 3.5, 4 inches wide. So I'm going to need this piece to be about 4 inches long actually. And then probably, let's see, I want it probably that wide. So, I mean, probably like an inch wide, maybe an inch wide. So, actually, let me make this a little bit longer, that end. Now I'm going to do a single crochet. So I'm just going to chain, let's just chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's see, how many do I need to make? Probably 15, 20, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's see here. 18. Let's do 2 more. 16, 17. 18. So let's do 18. Alright, 18 is about 4 inches long, and so we're going to go about an inch wide. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our piece over to the back, and we're going to work in this back bump right here. So you see, this is the back bump here. So I'm going to work in this back bump right there. I'm just going to single crochet all the way down, and you will have, I did 18, so you'll have 17 because you're working in that second back bump from your hook. One more. It's a little bit hard to, might be hard to see here. So let's looky here. It's right there, but I made this stitch a little too tight. So I got one more. It's right here. Made that first stitch a little too tight. All right. So now I'm going to chain one. I'm going to turn, And so now what I'm going to do is, you see how you have your, this is the front, so you have your front loop, or on this way, this is the front loop, this is the back loop, and this is the back bump area right here, this little back loop in the back of your stitch. So I'm going to be working in that little back loop at the back of my stitch. I'm going to single crochet all the way down, again working in that loop. So it'll give it kind of a line on the front, which is what I'm wanting. So let's do that right there. Sometimes I like to turn the hook because it catches it a little bit better. And that is 17, so I'm going to chain one, I'm going to turn. So you see it creates like this little line right here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just single crochet across, so just in regular single crochet all the way across. I'm going to do one more all the way across. I'm going to again work in that little back loop there. Okay, so this is how it's going to go on, like that. That'll be really cute. And again, it's going to stretch around like this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fasten this off, but I'm going to leave the tail really long so I can sew it up together. Right, so you leave that tail long. Now you're going to grab your bow, of course, and you're going to grab your yarn needle, and you're just going to sew it up. So you're just gonna sew up the ends here. Like this. Oops. Just sewing up my ends right like this. I'm going to go through this end a couple of times. That way it's secure. And then I'm going to tie a knot in this. I'm going to tie a knot a few times. Then I'm going to cut it. I left it a little bit long because I'm going to stuff it in right here underneath. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn this around to where that part is in the back. So that is in the back right there. I'm going to cut this string off. I'm going to kind of fluff this up a little bit the way I want it, and that is it, guys. I hope you had fun making this cute little headband bow with me. Subscribe to my channel, and happy hooking, everybody.